Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, how much depending on your location. Please join in the struggle to liberate our people from the contraption. Like and share videos. Today is Sunday, the 10th day of November 2024. Happy Sunday. I bring on this update. There will be peace and friendship in our borders if we go our separate ways. That's according to Remi Oyeyemi. Oh, yes. Remi Oyeyemi is a public analyst and a Yoruba nation enthusiast. Oh, yes. He writes an open letter to Nigerian authorities, yes, indicating the need for the country to go their separate ways for peace and tranquility, yes, and for more friendship and development in the nations that's already, made up Nigeria, yes. So that is what he's saying, yes. So these component nations or ethnic nationalities, say they are nations on their own. So this mere geographical expression is actually bringing hardship, poverty, death, killings, and even underdevelopment to the people. And therefore, he encourages the leaders to come out and say the truth rather than fishing in the troubled waters. So those who are mounting one Nigeria, they are the people who are enslaving the people. They are those who are making sure that the masses are passing through the crucible. That the people who are actually, taking the country for a rough ride. Yes. So they are the ones enjoying the contraption, the mere geographical expression entity. So after all, they know the truth. He encourages them to be bold enough to come out and say the truth so that the country or the men and people of this major geographical expression will go their separate ways and have peace of mind and develop at their own pace. Oh yes. Look at his statement quotes. I have been watching the fast pace with which the so-called country of Nigeria has been tumbling towards tragedy. I have been watching the tragedy it has become for its peoples. I have been watching the disgrace it has become for those who carry its green passports. I have reached the conclusion that salvaging Nigeria is a mission impossible. I have reached the conclusion that Nigerians going their separate ways remains the only viable option. There is no other way out. I am aware that there are many who mount unity, and every day, when in fact they do not believe in it. I am aware that there are people who keep chanting that tribalism is our bane, when indeed it is our real strength. I am aware that most of us like to be politically correct and say Nigeria must unite, when in fact we all know that going our separate ways is the best thing for the peoples of this geographical expression. I looked through the various component ethnic groups in Nigeria, and I'm not able to identify a single one that expresses satisfaction. The Edo is not satisfied. The Mumuya is not satisfied. The Bibio is not satisfied. The Efik is not satisfied. The Anang is not satisfied. The Ijo is not satisfied. The Igbo is not satisfied. The Nupe is not satisfied. The Agatu is not satisfied. The Magale is not satisfied. The Yoruba is not satisfied. The Kafat is not satisfied. The Kanuri is not satisfied. The Ogoni is not satisfied. The Karakere is not satisfied. The Tiv is not satisfied. The Kana is not satisfied. The Lamang is not satisfied. Even the Hausa Fulani is not satisfied. It's my view that the silent majority are angling to extricate themselves from the contraption called Nigeria. It's obvious that every ethnic group wants deliverance from the bondage called Nigeria. It is evident that no one believes in the quagmire called Nigeria. None of us has any emotional connection to the country called Nigeria. It is not ours. It is not our making. It does not belong to us. No one wants it. Nigeria is not a nation. It is a country of nations. These component nations desire to be independent nation states. A country or a nation for the purpose of this contest is more than the physical buildings. It is more than a beautiful capital territory. It is more than the existence of powerful armed forces. It is more than a government that controls. A nation, to exist, has to be ingrained in the psyche of its citizens. There has to be that emotional connection. It has to run as blood, and the veins are marrow, and the bones of those who subscribe to it. A nation is that consummated, indescribable feelings that command the unalloyed love, permeated with buoyant affection, and infused with unsolicited loyalty of those who subscribe to it. A nation is that which is patently invisible, but translucently obvious and recurrent in the gliding waves of the sea of subconsciousness of each people. This is not the case with Nigeria. We all have nothing in common. Our aspirations are different. Our hopes are different. Our dreams are different. Our primordial attachment is very strong. No one likes to be dominated. No one likes to be in bondage. No one likes to be enslaved. No one likes it when others take advantage of him or his or her people. We are all ethnic jingoists. Yet, we are unwilling to accept it. We are all in denial. We all pretend to be Nigerian lovers, when indeed we all hate Nigeria. Our ethnic group is where we derive our identity. It is where we derive our worldview. It is where we derive and form our character. It is what describes us as human beings. It is the kernel of our authenticity. It is what makes us unique. It is what makes us special. As I wrote elsewhere, a Yoruba man anywhere in the world would do his best to raise his children in Yoruba ways. And a German would do the same. An Igbo man would do the same. An Efik man would do the same. A Kanuri man would do the same. A Mumuye man would do the same. And a Edo man would do the same. Every man would do the same. None of us would raise his child as a Nigerian. This is because Nigeria does not exist in our consciousness. It is not in our psyche. There is no emotional connection. There is no cultural connection. There is no identity connection. There is no sense of belonging of any sort. It is noteworthy that those mounting one Nigeria are those benefiting from the tragedy represented by Nigeria. Those who are advocating that Nigeria remains one are doing so not because they love Nigeria, but because they love their pockets. They are the ones who get the big contracts and refuse to execute them. They are the ones who appeal to the primordial sentiments when they lose out in the struggle for the loot. They are the ones who mount national unity when they get inflated contracts. They are the ones who have no regard for their own people back in their communities. They are the ones who care less for the sufferings of the poor. They are the ones who live ostentatiously and flaunt their wealth to make poor people envious. They are the ones who are quick to point to their friends in other ethnic groups as if were Nigeria to break up, that friendship will cease. I have Ghanaian friends, I have Togolese friends, I have Senegalese friends, I have Liberian friends, I have American friends, I have British friends. This does not mean that we have to be in the same country to remain friends. There are those who tout intermarriage as a reason Nigeria should remain one. This is badadash. I know many Igbo who are married to Americans. I know many Yoruba who are married to Germans or British. I know many Ghanaians who are married to peoples from the geographical location called Nigeria. This does not mean that they necessarily have to come from the same country to remain married. It is my view that there would be a better relationships among the peoples of the different nations of Nigeria if each were to control its destiny. It is my view that there would likely be more friendship across the new borders. There would likely be more marriages across the new borders. There will be less hostility across the new borders. There will be more geniality across the new borders. End of quote. I'm saying what is happening now. Yes, this person is speaking directly to Nigerians. Yes, an open letter. Yes, read and, make your submissions. Because the man actually bear it all. Yes, those who tout one Nigeria, they are benefiting from this tragedy. Yes, that's all. But they'll be quick to revert to, primordial sentiment like, oh, we are from this, we are Yorubas, we are Igbos, we are Hausas, we are Fulanis, we are Efik, we are thieves. When they lose out in the shine of the loot. Yes, they will tell you, oh, we are Igbos, we are Yorubas. But they're the ones talking, oh, one Nigeria. Nigeria must be one. They'll be quick to tell you the reason why they have their affiliation to the ethnic groups. Whenever they lose out in the shine of their so-called national cake. So this is hypocrisy. Yes, hypocritical elements deceiving gullible Nigerians. Oh yes, to foster this one Nigeria's indivisibility upon the people. Oh yes, that's the point. Yes. So this man said it all. Said, look, for us to have peace, tranquility, development, and everything, said, look, we must tell ourselves the truth. Yes, we must tell ourselves the truth. That, look, the people who led this country in the past, they have alarmed themselves with this. Oh yes, and every day those that succeeded them, they always say it. They'll come and tell you, I am more a Yoruba man than a Nigerian. They'll come and tell you, I'm more an Igbo than a Nigerian. They'll come and tell you, I'm more a Hausa, or I'm more a Fulani than a Nigerian. The same people will come and tell you, we are indivisible entity. The same political leaders who will say this, that they are, first of all, a Yoruba man before they become a Nigerian. They are, first of all, an Igbo man before they become a Nigerian. They still the ones to come and say, we are indivisible entity, to continue their looting and